Can fact check me on this. So you cannot find a black majority country or any country where black people have significant representation where they are as wealthy, because even the poorest people in America are in the top 5%, the top 2% of wealth around the world. And so my whole belief is stop acting like you're a victim and start making better choices.
Not acting like a victim, bro.
Respect.
This is not a victim mentality.
No,
it literally is a victim mentality. Your whole community should be studied as what collective victim mentality looks like, okay? You and this other group of individuals who can't let go of an event that maybe did or didn't happen 80 years ago, okay? There's a real phenomenon in our country where the most entitled people in our country, where the people who are given the most handouts, given the most levity, like they're allowed to get away with things that other people would not be able to, they seem to scream the loudest. They squawk the loudest. They're always the most vocal about how it sucks to be them. You know, it's like we're literally on the brink of World War III and you're worried about you. You're worried about, there are bigger things than just you, you know? And there are people who are in much worse situations than you. Anyway, this is, of course, a clip of Charlie Kirk going back and forth with an entitled black person, a person of color, African American, person of color, whatever you want to refer them to. I have other terms for them, but on YouTube, you know, we have to be nice. We can't say anything. Anyway, let's see how Charlie Kirk handles this dude. Now, I don't agree with Charlie Kirk on a lot of things, but on certain issues, like, it's kind of hard to miss the boat. It's kind of hard to be wrong. And he does absolutely destroy this black guy and put him in his place. So let's take a listen to this. It's quite satisfying.
You know, black Americans are the richest black people on earth?
What statistic
Africa.
is that? Okay, I need you to pull that up, like, right now.
You can.
Okay.
Black Americans per capita on average.
Can you pull that up?
I'm hosting an event right now. I don't know what to tell you. But
Okay, this is what these people do when they don't have an argument. They're like, fact check that. Pull that up. What's the stat? Oh, yeah, dude, as if you care. Oh, yeah, let me pull up Pew Data Research right now, or Pew whatever it's called. Because even if I pulled the source up and showed it to you, you'd be like, well, that source is wrong. Who wrote that? What's the background of them? What's the early life history? Come on. Okay, it's just a tactic. Like, you're obviously losing, and he's obviously correct. They are they're the most well-to-do blacks on earth in America. They're the most privileged black people on earth. And all they do is complain. Meanwhile, people in Africa are still living in mud huts and dealing with tribal wars.
But
well,
anyone can fact check me on this. So you cannot find a black majority country or any country where black people have significant representation where they are as wealthy, because even the poorest people in America are in the top 5%, the top 2% of wealth around the world. And so my whole belief is stop acting like you're a victim and start making better choices.
Not acting like a victim, bro.
Respect.
This is not a victim mentality.
No, it fundamentally is, because white people are not out to get you. There is nothing holding black people back. Let me say that again. There is nothing holding black people back. In fact, the opposite. You can get into colleges with lower test scores.
But
you could say things that white people can't say and not be fired for it. Black people are wildly disrepresentation.
Well, people say that to me all the time, and they just walk around like it doesn't mean anything around here.
Say what? Say the what?
The N-word. I'm not going to say it on this public platform, but people say it to me all the time.
Derogatorily.
Yes.
No,
I actually don't believe you. I actually don't believe you. Anyone who's saying the N-word to you all the time, it's the brothers who are saying the brothers. It's the brothers who are saying that to you, okay? Nobody loves saying the N-word more than black people, by the way. If you haven't noticed that, they put it in all their music. They put it in everything. They say it all the time. But it's fine for them to say it. It's not offensive for them. And the history of that word doesn't really affect them when it's fellow blacks saying it to each other. But they have such a problem when white people say it. And by the way, Jesse Smollett wannabe, Dollar General Jesse Smollett, I highly doubt you've ever been called the N-word by a white person in a derogatory manner. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I'd like to fact check that. Where's the receipts for that? Where's the source for that, sir?
I think you're lying.
Why would I be lying
So
about
you're
this?
trying to tell me at this campus, did you report it to student services?
I'm not. I have too much on my plate to worry about this.
So you're going to say at this campus you're going to indict the moral character of Texas A&M?
I'm not indicting the moral character.
Oh, yes,
of Texas
you are.
A&M.
You're saying that.
I'm indicting the moral character of one person or a few people.
Oh, well, now it's one. So you heard it all the time, and now it's one. Got it. So
it's not okay. You're
no, but
taking me
this
out
is
of
the point:
context,
is that
but
I
okay.
don't believe you because now you resort back to a race hoax to make it seem as if the
It's
white
not
kids
a-
on this campus are
I'm
like
not
racist
saying
and terrible.
white kids.
Oh, so was it a black guy that said it to you?
I'm not.
It matters a lot because this is how lies are able to grow. Jussie Smollett, we see this. You have to challenge them head on.
Do you think I'm lying when I say that people say the N-word around here? And just
If I think a white person comes up to you derogatorily and says, "Shut up, N-word," I'm
not saying they said it
I
like
asked. I said, "Are they saying it derogatorily?"
But that doesn't mean it's word for word like that.
But okay, so then it's not an insult then. So then don't bring it up as if it's evidence of racism.
Wow. Destroyed. Absolutely annihilated him. And of course, I've never actually, I didn't watch the full clip in entirety, but it's just common sense. Like, really? I'm so glad he called him on that too, because I've noticed a lot of conservatives, when people are like, I deal with racism every day, they're just like, you know what, that sucks, but it's not all white people. I'm like, no, it's literally not true. It's not true. It's not true. Have you ever considered being like, I don't believe you, actually. I actually don't believe you at all. I think you're lying. I think you're a liar. I think you made the whole thing up. And it's like funny how they always can bring out these racist stories, which meanwhile, it's like, why wouldn't you file that to the police? You shouldn't file an insult to the police. But again, it's like these women coming up with rape charges like years down the road. It's like, oh, so you didn't have a problem with it then, but 20 years later when the guy has a ton of money, now you all of a sudden have a problem with it, and you woke up and you're like, you know what? This demands justice. It's the same way. Like, just stop. And we have to start calling these people out on their BS. We can't just let them run amok. Okay, that's the problem. We've just let these people lie their way to the top, and like Charlie was saying, basically spin these entire narratives and defame an entire campus, an entire student body and faculty and staff of being wild racist, which, by the way, saying a word doesn't make you racist either, okay? And by the way, is there even anything wrong with racism? Absolutely not. It's simply a preference. It's simply not liking something. Am I wrong if I don't like vanilla ice cream? Am I wrong if I don't like, I don't know, fish tacos? I actually do like fish tacos. That's one of the things that I actually do like of seafood. What's a fish fillet? Am I wrong for not wanting a fish fillet from McDonald's? Am I wrong for that? Is that racism? It's literally the exact same thing. It's just a preference, okay? So let's just establish here, there's nothing wrong with racism. As long as you're not hunting down people because they're another color and doing anything illegal, there's actually nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being a bigot either. You're allowed to have that preference. You're allowed to stereotype people. You're allowed to generalize. You're allowed to group people together. As long as you're not doing anything illegal, you're allowed to do that, okay? But again, we have to call these people out. You weren't called the N-word on campus, or believe me, you would have made the biggest stink of that in the world. Everyone would have heard. It would have been front page news. Because since there's no real racism in the country, maybe a few isolated incidences of one person saying the N-word. Wow. Front page mega world news. You expect me to believe everyone's just running around saying the N-word? If that's the case, why did I get fired? If that's the case, why do people get canceled when they say that? Because it's such a rare occurrence that it's like, holy mackerel, we gotta focus on this story because this is all that matters. Because there's no racism and somebody finally actually said the N-word. Anyway, it's just fun to see these lefties get demolished and these people put in their place when they're so entitled. It's so ridiculous. And I think Charlie absolutely demolished this guy.